Hey everybody, welcome to Cardboard Commander. My name is Jerry, and today we're doing an unboxing of Black Flight, a solitary air war game by Historic Wings and Thomas Van Hare. I will tell you all that I love World War One air games, and I love narrative style war games, so this game should fit right up in my alley. Black Flight is a solitaire air war game in a narrative style about the Royal Naval Air Service and the number 10 Naval Squadron set in 1917. It is the first book of the Great War series of games. So I guess we're going to have more of these games coming out soon. I want to be transparent as they did send me this copy of the game, so I do appreciate that. And the reason they sent it to me is we're going to have Thomas on the Zone of Control podcast in a couple of weeks, and I wanted to look at the game and go over it a little bit so we could speak intelligently of it when we have him on the podcast. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a quick look at Black Flight, a historic wings game designed by Thomas Van Hare. So I have opened this up because I wanted to look at a few things to make sure I knew I was doing things correctly. So the first thing you're going to notice is it's a card-driven game. The first card you come on is this is a victory point card. So what that does is basically tells you the victory points for the game. Then you have a deck called the turn duration deck, right? So each card has a different turn duration on it with special orders. So again, I haven't read the rules, so I'm not sure how they interact with gameplay, but there are some of the cards. There's even a reshuffle the deck at the end. So the cool thing about this is the cards are very well done. There is a multitude of cards, and they're very, very well made. So it seems like you're going to be able to play this game a lot and not worry about wrecking the cards. So, which is always a good thing. There's a couple of decks in here. One is called the Vice deck, and these cards, again, I have not played it, so I don't know exactly what they are. But these cards all have certain things on them and certain things that let you play the game and what to do while you're playing the game. So just randomly, we'll take another one out. Abandon the patrol. So just has bad feelings and leaves the patrol if he rolls a certain number. And then not much of an abstainer. So again, and this says flies when hung over and not entirely up to snuff. So really kind of cool part of the game are these cards. So you have vice cards and then you have trait cards. So again, very nicely done. The cards are very nice. So we'll look at a couple of the trait cards. So there's one. Trying to get them so you can actually read them a little bit. I'm doing this in 4K, so you should be able to zoom in and look at those and see what they say, that sort of thing. So really nice looking cards. Again, one of these, it's not going to be one of these card games that you not going to be able to play a lot because you're worried about the cards or you're going to need to sleeve them. These are actually very well done and they will last a long time, it looks like. So those are the trade cards. Now, I'd heard a lot of people I'd seen on YouTube talk about this map, and I have to say I was not disappointed. It's kind of a cloth material type of map, but folks, it is beautiful. So I'm going to just unfold half of it and we'll look at it. So this part of so on the game board, like I said, it's got a really neat feel, nice little map look to it. It's got a bunch of charts at the bottom. And again, when you flip it over, more charts. It's just a beautiful looking map. Really looking forward to getting this on the table. The full size of the map is a nice size as well. It's not going to take up so much space that you won't be able to get it out on your table. And again, the map is just very nicely done. I'm going to keep it in the plastic that it came in because it is so nice. I do not want to upset the map. And again, if you just put it underneath some plexi, it should be just fine to lay out flat and to be able to play the game on. So again, I think the map is one of the things that's kind of makes this game unique, and you can tell the attention to detail. So speaking of attention to detail, Blue Panther did the printing of the game. And as you know, folks, they've done this for a few companies, and this has not disappointed. It is very well done. So, next up is one of my favorite things of any war game. And I'll have to say, I was surprised to see this game with it, as I didn't know it came with it, but it is a spiral bound rule book. So, look at that, folks. Really nice. It lays flat. So this game is a complex rating of 7 out of 10. And just flipping through the rules, this is not going to be a game that you're going to be able to jump right into right away. You're going to need to read the rules. And I've heard a few people say that it's you have to be careful with how much risk you take compared to the reward, because you can perish very quickly if you make a mistake, or if you're but really nice looking. Like I said, the rules look good. There's pro tips in the highlighted areas with historical notes in some. Not a lot of pictures, but a lot of text. So talked about bombing uh, escorts, ending a patrol. Uh, just really nice looking component. And there are some pictures down here. It kind of shows you how to set up the board, which is nice, how to set up all the record charts. So it's one of those things you can reference when you're setting up your first patrol, which will be very nice. Again, just very cool. Just looks great. Looks like people going up and down in altitude there. Tells you more about the cards. And again, there's more references. There's charts back here. Gives you some setup for dogfighting. There's charts. Very colorful. Makes me want to just stop and jump right into this. So, and they've done just a great job. So, nice index, which we all like. 90 pages in this rule book. So, there's a lot of things in here. So, uh, really looking forward to that. We'll put that right there. Let's look at the next book. Is also spiral bound, and it is the campaign game tables with historical content. So we flip this over, and it basically tells you more of some of the reports, scenarios for the campaign game, gives you some abbreviations, just some really cool stuff. Nice historical data. As you guys know, Thomas is very knowledgeable in the area, and the reason I'm bringing this up as well, we're going to have him on the Zone of Control podcast in 2 weeks from now. So make sure you all put that in your book. Next week, we're having Stuka Joe. And then the week after that, we will have Thomas on the show. So really looking forward to that. There are a bunch of play aids in the box. We'll look at some of those now. So the first thing we're going to open up is this is the altitude chart. We saw a reference to it earlier. Really nice play aid there. Then we've got the board to set up for the flight roster. So nicely done there. Be able to lay that out. Then you have the aerodrome board, which again, I have not played it, so I do not know exactly what this all means, but I'm sure it means something when we get into the rules. And then you have the daily operations track. And one of the cool things I love about this is they listened to people and they made these laminated. So all these record keeping, you could use a black highlighter or a highlighter and then just erase it right off the board. So really nicely thought out. And that is a great, I mean, that's just a very nicely done thing there. We've got nice counters. So again, big counters, front and back. You just punch them out. I'll punch one out here just to take a look at it. Check that out, folks. Really nice looking counters. Um, very thick, very well done. Again, Blue Panther has done a great job with the printing. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets of planes, which is very cool. So all different styles, bombers, fighters, all that sort of thing. Then you have a sheet of markers. So to mark gameplay and all that in the box. This is a lot, folks. There's a lot of cool stuff in the box here. So very nicely done. The counters, the player aids, you can tell some thought and some attention to detail has come into play with this. I am going to get it on the table pretty quickly. I'm going to start reading the rules and get that on the table as quickly as possible. Really looking forward to playing this game. Love the spiral bound rule books, and I love the fact that it's a card driven game. I like card driven games anyhow, and they did not disappoint when it came to how nice the cards and everything are for this. So that's a quick unboxing. I just wanted to get you guys excited about this, and plus, I wanted to get me excited about it, which it did. Again, make sure you check out Cardboard Commander. This game was sent to us by Historic Wings and Thomas, so thank you guys. Really do appreciate it, and we look forward to speaking to Thomas in the next couple of weeks. So, not going to take up any more of your time. Thank you for watching. Really do appreciate another unboxing. And this one was Black Flight from Historic Wings. And until next time, everybody, be safe, be kind. Just like this. Happy wargaming, everybody.